Hello YouTube, and welcome back to my How to Make an EDM Track from Start to Finish playlist. In this video, it's a very special video because we're going to be finalising our track today. We're going to be doing things like sub bass, putting an uplifter in, and just generally tweaking it till it's complete. And the only videos after that are the how to set levels properly. Okay, let's get started. To create sub bass, what you're going to want to do is come to your instruments, get a copy of operator, instance of operator, left click, drag it out onto where it says drop files and devices here, drag it in, highlight 8 bars, press Ctrl Shift and M, or right click on the highlighted area, and then you would go down to insert MIDI clip. So now we've got that, we'll just drag this up, make sure this is turned on, the headphone icon is blue or you won't get any sound. Come all the way down to where it says C0, then go onto the keys and go up to a file called D0. Go across and then go into D0, double click or press B to get your pencil tool out. Go to the edge of the bar, highlight it so it's one bar, then press Ctrl and D a bunch of times so you fill up the clip. You want to press it 7 times, then make sure it's on 1/8 note, then just click on the end, take off one section, then click off the end, take off 2 sections on the second one, take off 1 section there, take off 3 sections here, take off 1 section there, 2 here, 1 there, and 3 here. Then press B to turn your pencil tool off, or click on it up there to turn it off. Then leave that on D0, move this one up to E0, move this one up to F0, leave that one on D0 but move it across 1 bar, move this one up to G0, move this one up to F0, move this one up to G0, then move this across 1 and turn up to D0. If you just saw that channel, play it back, you can hear now that was easy. Create a bit of sub bass. You don't have to touch operator, you just drag it in, then you just create the notes like I've shown you here and it'll create the sub bass for you. You don't have to bother tweaking or adjusting any of the properties on operator, just leave it as it comes as standard and just do what I've shown you down there. You get a nice bit of sub bass. But I didn't know if you know this, but all mastering engineers, when they master records, they use something called an imager. And what that does is, although your track is in stereo, it's a stereo image, what they do is they turn all the low end into mono. That means your bass, your sub bass and your kicks are all mono, because on a big PA system, on a big club speaker, if you didn't put your low end in mono, anything under 200 Hz, which is the kicks, the bass and the sub bass, it would wobble about the place and it would sound absolutely hideous. So what we are going to want to do to turn our sub bass into mono, we'll click on audio effects, come all the way down to utility, drag utility out onto our sub bass. As you can see, then click on bass mono down there so it's highlighted. Don't worry, it says stereo, it's not in stereo anymore, it's in bass mono. Then this becomes activated 120 Hz. Just turn it up ever so slightly, just to 125 Hz. Now that's perfectly set. So we'll leave that, and what we want to do, since we're already EQ'd our beat, I think, did we? Yes we did, and it's pinpointed to 55 Hz. So see where we'll get our sub bass and we'll drag an EQ8 on there, because you want to, since there's some slight overlap between kicks and bass, it causes mud in your tracks, meaning the kicks and the bass are slightly subdued, and it washes out some of your other instruments if you don't pinpoint the kicks and the bass to operate on individual frequencies, so there's no overlap. We've already pinpointed our kicks, so they're only operating on 55 Hz. Then we'll drag out, under audio effects here, look, we'll drag out an EQ8 onto the sub bass. Then we'll put the EQ8, we'll drag it across it for utility. Then we'll turn off band 4 and we'll move band 3 up, say 10 kHz. Then we'll do, on the dialog box for that one, we'll do roll off all the high end brick wall. And for dialog frequency EQ band 1, it says 30 Hz, we'll drag that down to say 25.5 Then we'll get the drop down dialog box that corresponds to that one. We'll roll for high end brick wall. Then we'll get frequency band 2, we'll press play, and we'll just press Ctrl L so we can loop it. And it's peaking here, look. It shifts about the place because it's the notes we keyed in, like D0, E0, G0, they're all operating slightly different frequencies. The more it goes up in pitch, the less bass it has. That's why it moves along a bit. So we'll find a good balance in between them. So we'll get frequency band 2, we'll move it, say about here is in between or more. Say about, we don't want 39 Hertz, say 40.5, and we'll turn the EQ up always to 18, and that's now pinpointed, so there will be no, and we'll turn the scale up to 105 and the gain down to about -30, and we'll turn adapt Q off. There, we want that off. Then what we can do is we'll just duplicate that by Ctrl D. We'll do it again. Then we'll shave off 4 bars. We'll half it to about there, and then we'll take the first 2 bars. The first 2 bars off the beginning. Then we'll get the one in the middle. That's the full 8 bars. We'll drag it out to our drop where the drop starts. Then press Ctrl D 4 times. Then we'll highlight from ear all the way across and drag till the end, so it's in the exact same position for drop for the break 2, and then we'll just press Ctrl on that one, this one, so they're all highlighted, and we'll drag that over for drop 2. They're not all in sync, so this one here, we'll drag this out, we'll drag it to about here, we'll move that one over there, then press Ctrl and D. Now our sub bass has been added, but we want to turn the sub bass up to about, we'll have it on 2.5 to begin with. And then what you want to do, I'll provide these samples in the description. If you look in the description, the download link will be there for some samples I give away free. So you want an uplifter next. So it's uplifter, and we'll try an 8-bar uplifter of number 12, see what it sounds like. No. Yep. Number 13's our guy, I'll give that away free. And we want to put that right where our snare roll starts. But since there's a little bit of gap at the end, we'll click on that, we'll come down to the sample window, then we'll click on warp. Since it says 93 under here, look, then we click on warp again. Then it says 128, it's now matched our BPM was set, which is in the standard EDM tempo 128. And then we'll just cut that off there so it doesn't stop when our drop starts. And then we'll just zoom in, and as you can see, it lines up here, look, nicely. There's a bit of overlap, so what we will do is go down to where it says 128, and we'll just move it down to about 127, and we'll just chop that off there. Then we'll drag this across to here, then across to there, but we'll chop that off there, and then we'll put one there, but we'll chop another 2 bars off so it's there. Then we'll put one of these ones that we just made at the end of drop 1, so this bit here lines up there going into the break, and then we've got one on snare roll and one into the impact. That should be it for uplifters. We'll just turn that down, so they come in a bit loud. We'll turn it down to about 8.5 to begin with. And then what we'll do, I'll also give you away a downlifter. We'll look for a good downlifter. That's pretty sweet, the first one we'll come to, so we want a downlifter right at the beginning. It'll bring it in nicely. It's an opposite to an uplifter, it goes down in pitch, it brings things in and out just like the uplifter does. And we'll turn that down to about -12, so that starts off quite loud. We'll turn off the armed, we don't want anything armed. Then we'll press stop, press play. Oh, because it's soloed. So press stop again. That's if it comes in perfect. It's a bit too loud, we'll try minus 14.5. A bit too quiet for maybe 13.5. About 13. Yeah, that's alright. 12.5, there you go. That's fine now. Then we'll get the downlifter, we'll hold down control and duplicate that to here, the end of drop 1, coming into the break, we'll have it there. And we'll also have it at the end here, going off with the impact. Just collapse that. And our track is nearly finished. I won't play the track in full, but I'll save it to the end of the playlist. If you want to see what the track sounds like that we made, you know, the full song at the end of this playlist. There's only a few more. There's only a couple more playlists to go, I think, after this one. That's how to set levels properly and how to. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it before, at the beginning of the playlist or at the end, how to compose electronic music with a typical composition format that all artists seem to follow. It's called typical composition format, how they structure it from bar to bar on 4x4 bar structure. There is a specific way to do it. I mean, only artists that don't know what they're doing or that are experimenting use non-typical, which doesn't really have any structure. But if you listen to any modern electronic music, whether it's electronic pop, drum and bass, hard dance, hard house, whether it be dubstep, drum and bass, they all seem to follow this typical composition format. And I'll teach you that in another video. And that's our song sounding pretty good now. I won't play it back like I said. That's for the last video where you can go and hear the actual track being played and where it's been mastered. I don't think there's anything else I have to cover it here, YouTube. I think our track's ready to go. Just set the levels. Just give that a save. Anyway, thank you for watching YouTube. If you've liked the video at all or it's been useful, please give it a like. If you feel to comment, feel free to comment. Sorry, if you want. If you're stuck, please give me a heads up and I'll get back to you with any queries you might have. Until next time, YouTube, take care of yourself and each other. This is Music Tech Point signing out. Goodbye, man.